just want to take a moment to I did promise you when we were coming up that I'd tell you a little bit about why I didn't take any photographs or film in Pitlochry. We literally only had enough time to get off the coach and get back on again. Same on the way back, which is a shame because some nice photogenic stuff there. But I need to warn you about the toilets, particularly in the North Highlands of Scotland. It would seem that the local authorities have just totally abandoned virtually all of them and given the local communities the choice. If you want them, you look after them, otherwise they're gone. Which seems totally the opposite. The Victorians opened loads and loads of toilets to help with public health, and now current governments seem to want to shut them all down. What do they want us to do? Go back to doing what we used to do in the Victorian times? But anyway, I digress. If you come to the north of Scotland particularly, make sure you've got plenty of 50p's with you, but expect varying states of cleanliness. Anyway, here we are on the next video. We are in the fishing village. It used to be a really major fishing town here, but now there are a few boats left, but they're mainly deep sea fishers here. The local, I think it was herring, if my memory serves me correctly, has been preserved. Had an order on it to stop the stocks being plundered, so you can't fish locally for that anymore. We Sassenachs would call this Avoch. Scotsmen would hold their hands up in horror at that, and they pronounce it Och. Anyway, a little bit of video coming up, and then we'll proceed on our journey down to the battlefield at Culloden. For railway buffs, this was a station on the old branch line from Fort Rose to Muir of Ord, which closed, I think, to passenger traffic about 1951 and goods about 10 years later. Not many traces of it left now, but I did find a few. This is an interesting little place on the Inverness side of the Black Isle, on our way back to the mainland, as it were. This is Avoch. And this apparently is one of the places where you're likely to see bottlenose dolphins, but the tide isn't fully in yet, so apparently we're unlikely to see them until the tide's really in. But there are some quirky little, as most of the villages around here are sort of Edwardian, Georgian, that kind of era. And we'll just pan round. Oh, what am I listening to? Doesn't sound like an oyster catcher. Dunlin maybe? I can't even see it. You heard that sound, didn't you? If any of you know what bird makes that sound, please let me know. I don't recognise it. As I say, I can't see anything either. But this is another lovely spot that you can imagine. I don't think the sea is as calm as this very often, and it's surprising because of the rain this morning. You'd think it would be rough, but I don't know if you can see. There's those clear stretches in the middle there. You can see how the tide is pushing back in quite clearly. Anyway, Avoch Harbour. Sorry that at least here I can't bring you a bottlenose dolphin. I think that's one of the things we're going to miss out on this trip.
still possible to see the bottlenose dolphins in this area. In fact, this is the most common area to see them here. And you might well see some jumping up and down over the sea. So keep an eye open. But they do say they are more sort of seen more common during the high tide period. I know this is a bit of a rough beach here, but round where we're passing just up there were nice sandy beaches, you couldn't see them. Yeah, just pull in for a minute, yeah. If you want to take a picture, of course, you can, but I'll just pull in and I'll just have a little glance. You never know. One of them might pop up.
What's that there, look? Yeah, because of that boy. Yeah, that boy.
Yeah, something black, I can see that down there. But I don't think it is, but it is something black. You've got binoculars.
Seal.
Can you see it? Oh. Where the red buoy is in front of it.
Yeah, just between us and the buoy.
Yes. What's
Yes,
that?
I have no idea what that is. It
He's not sort of moving.
looks like a piece of. It's a piece of floating jetsam
Is it?
or stone or something.
Can you see what it is?
Beauly simply means beautiful. Beauly is beautiful. This bridge may appear to you look quite new, but in fact it's 1982 when they first put here, 1982. So it's quite some time ago, but it does look fairly new, doesn't it? Unusual design, and it was built by a German company who built this. And there's an exact replica of this bridge over the Rhine in Dusseldorf in Germany. So this is the Beaulieu Firth to the right, and on the left is the Moray Firth. So it splits into the two. Moray Firth on the left, Beaulieu Firth on the right. Inverness, of course, the big city
Looking at the Moray,
which we'll be visiting later in the tour.
Inverness, Caledonian Thistle football ground.
Donald's dead.
We'll find out what that is in a moment, I guess. I'm standing here in the middle of Culloden Moor, where the last battle took place on the English mainland in 1746. "2,000 odd Jacobite soldiers slaughtered in the space of about half an hour. The loss of 300 English. Well, here's a very simple map and interpretive board. You never really get long enough at these places on a coach tour, but the complication today was that the museum was shut, you guessed it, because of COVID. So there wasn't really much time to get an added experience. I just walked round the battlefield to get the atmosphere. They say the birds don't sing there, but I heard plenty of them singing. The Well of the Dead. Chief of McGillivrays must be this here. And this is a probably interesting is probably the wrong word to use, but it's a strange place because I'm told that no birds ever fly over it. The stones and that you've just seen mark where the various members of the clans were buried on the battleground, and I just put in a bit of a soundtrack to give it a bit of atmosphere. This cairn was put up, I think, 1881 as a memorial to the battle, and it's certainly an area that stops and makes you think. And yet the more you look into it, and I won't go into it in too much detail here, it's a very strange thing, because some people call it the last Jacobite rebellion. It seems that it didn't have very much to do with the Jacobites or fighting for Bonnie Prince Charlie. Most of it was to do with the anger that Scotland and England were joined as a union, and even the English were fighting with the Scots and the French. So it was a bit of a multinational force, worthy of further study, I think. Now this is the kind of terrain that the Jacobites were trying to get through, with the English firing everything metallic they could at them, lead shot, cannons, you name it. Didn't really stand a chance, did they? It's been raining here this evening. Now it's stopped. Just thought I'd show you quickly how the mist is just hanging on those hills above the trees there, with the Munro lost in the clouds behind it. Now, do you see how light it is? Well, we're here in Strathpeffer. It's 655 miles roughly from Eastbourne, and it's 10 o'clock at night, and I don't reckon it's going to get dark for at least another hour. What can I say? I'd never been this far north before. I know as you go further north it stays lighter longer, but well, it'll be interesting to see just how long the days are up here. I'll keep you posted. Now, I'm not sure how clear this is going to come out, but I'm filming through my bedroom window and you can see light up in the clouds and light over there. And when I tell you that this is 11 o'clock at night in the north of Scotland, you can hardly believe it, can you? It's light enough to sit out there and read the paper.